DeAndre Hopkins is a free agent. And is he coming to the New York Jets? Let's talk about it. Now, DeAndre Hopkins is a man that needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. He's a 3-time first-team All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, 7-time 1,000-yard receiver. Whenever you hear DeAndre Hopkins' name, you think of an amazing wide receiver because that's what he is. And a lot of people online like to say, oh, DeAndre Hopkins doesn't have it anymore. He's injury-prone. And yeah, he missed 7 games in 2021 due to an injury and missed 2 games this past year due to an injury. I don't think that's very injury prone. I mean, sure, he only played in 9 games this past season, but half of the game, not even half, 6 of the games he missed last year, but due to a PED suspension from the NFL. So DeAndre Hopkins definitely isn't an injury prone player unless whatever injury he suffered at the end of last year is an occurring thing and he just starts to miss more and more games and that injury didn't get fully healed. But I highly doubt that's the case. Other people like to say DeAndre Hopkins is lost. He had 770 yards and 3 touchdowns in 9 games with a pretty rocky QB situation in Arizona last year. That's very impressive. If he would have played in 11 games that year, possible he could have had 1,000 yards receiving. And in fact, whenever you add off his averages on a 17-game year, DeAndre Hopkins was going to have 1,354 yards. The dude is a stud, and he still has it. So you would think the New York Jets would be interested in a receiver like DeAndre Hopkins, especially after we had a ton of interest in Odell Beckham Jr. Like, we were super close to signing OBJ. He was even down to picking what jersey he wanted to wear for the New York Jets until the Baltimore Ravens offered him $15 million guaranteed. Jets just want to match that, so he went to Baltimore. Now, we'll talk about money later, but the Jets' interest in Odell Beckham Jr. could either mean one or two things. We wanted to pair him and Aaron Rodgers together because the two have a close friendship, and they wanted to just pair them together. Rodgers was wanting OBJ on the team. Or the Jets wanted to add another playmaker to this roster, and it just so happened that he was the best available, and the Jets were going to go all in on signing him. Well, of course, we didn't go all in because we didn't give them the $15 million guaranteed, but we were pretty close to going all in. So the Jets' interest in OBJ signals to me we want to add another playmaker to the roster, and DeAndre Hopkins would be that playmaker. But of course, money is an issue because we didn't want to give Odell Beckham Jr. $15 million guaranteed, and DeAndre Hopkins was set to make close to $20 million this upcoming year with the Arizona Cardinals. And a big reason why he wasn't traded is because nobody wanted to pay him the much money he had on his contract. So I highly doubt he's going to get that $20 million on the open market. Probably going to get a contract similar to OBJ's, probably will get a little bit more money. And I don't know if the New York Jets are going to want to give DeAndre Hopkins that much money. You also got to think, does DeAndre Hopkins even want to come to the New York Jets? And everything that we've heard from him and non-verbally heard from him doesn't signal it. I mean, in an interview he did in March with CBS Sports, they asked him to non-verbally signal which team he wants to play for next. And whenever they asked him about the New York Jets, he shook his head no. And on a recent appearance on the I Am Athlete podcast, he asked him, which 5 quarterbacks would you want to play for next? The 5 quarterbacks he named were Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Herbert. Because he didn't name Aaron Rodgers doesn't mean he doesn't want to play with Rodgers, but it means he wants to play with those 5 guys more. And out of the 5 quarterbacks he named, the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens all are ideal landing spots for DeAndre Hopkins. He also said he's looking for a team that has stable management. Now look, the Jets have had the same general manager since 2019, the same coach since 2021. We're working our way up to stable management. But once again, teams like the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs have some of the most stable managements in the NFL. So if they're offering him a contract, and the contract that pays the same amount of money as the Jets, he's most definitely going to sign with any of those teams he just listed above. So I definitely wouldn't bet on DeAndre Hopkins signing with the New York Jets. Never say never, anything could happen, but I just don't think this is something that's going to happen. Unless the market doesn't pay out for DeAndre Hopkins like he wants it to. The teams that he wants to go to aren't offering him the money he wants, so he might have to settle for his secondary option teams, which could be the New York Jets. Or maybe he just wants to come to the New York Jets after all. The non-verbal signals he made were just all lies, all phony, and he wants to come to the New York Jets all along. There's a lot of what-ifs that you could play out, but just given everything that DeAndre Hopkins has non-verbally said and has said, it just doesn't seem like he's coming to the New York Jets. But what are you guys' thoughts on this whole situation? Let me know down below, and I'm your host, Jet, signing off for now. See you guys later. Peace.